Welcome back, traders, to this week's installment of XAU USD trading strategy weekly highs and lows. Now, this is going to be a midweek analysis, obviously, because today is Wednesday, and we're going to pick up from where we left off in the last video that I did, some of the things I talked about, and where market is now and how we can prepare ourselves for the last 2 days of the trading week, which is tomorrow and Friday, right? So with that said, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. That way, because of I am releasing videos pretty much every single day, when I do release a video, you will get that notification and then you can pop over and take a quick look. So with that said, let's get straight into it, right? So I did a video, let me just have a look when I did this video. So I did a video on Monday. So the last video that we did on gold was on Monday, right? And at that time, when I did that video, basically I was in a trade, right? So I was in a trade, I managed to get all of this on the way down, and as we was doing that recording, price was beginning to push up, and I was of the mindset I was going to get triggered out, and that's exactly what happened. In the early hours of the morning, the 1 a.m. candle basically took me out. The doji that we can see right here, well, there's actually two dojis. So this one right here, let me just put a little bubble on it, because that's the tallest one. So that one there took me out. Okay, I did not get into a trade yesterday. So yesterday, Tuesday, I didn't get into anything, and today I've just got into a trade. So I'm selling the market, and I'll tell you why I am selling the market. So reason why I decided to sell the market is really simple. It's because this low over here was taken out. It was taken out with some pressure. There was a lot of velocity in that move to the downside. That's this candle over here. Okay, this red one. So this is it over here. So just so that you can see why I did what I did, right? Let me just draw a little level on that. So this level, which is 2603.97, is the level that I got in on, just under it, right? So that would be this one right here, this black candle, right? This black candle here. Now, when I got into this trade, right, I'll be honest with you, I thought I had made the right decision, but I literally FOMO'd in, right? I FOMO'd into it, and when I got into it, I wasn't happy that I was in that trade. I am winning now, but it went against the rules that I follow, which was this level over here hadn't been cleanly taken out. So this level that we can see over here, it hadn't been cleanly taken out. So as you can see, we can see that it closed underneath it, right? But I got in a little bit lower, just around this level over here. So the hour hadn't passed, and I jumped into that trade. And I had my stop up here, which I have now moved. Let me make this black. Which I have now moved to just under this level over here, to just over here, about this level roundabout. So it's a small amount of profit that I've managed to secure with the trailing stop. And the reason why I moved my trailing stop to that particular location, because A, the trade itself was a FOMO. So although I'm winning, that was a trade based off bad decision, right? And I have to recognize that as a trader, when I misbehave in the market, even if I win, I have to, you know what I mean, like take precautions, because that's not really a trade that follow the rules that I'm supposed to be following. And the second is when this FVG appeared. So this trailing stop that I've just put in has just been applied recently, right? I'm of the mindset, if this FVG in this area, if price comes into it and wicks up and it takes me out, I'm okay with that, because in my opinion, although this is a winning trade, it was a bad decision that I made. So if I walk away with a little bit of profit, that's fantastic. It could be a lot worse, right? Because it's not often that you make a bad decision in the market and it goes your way. So I had to be mindful of that. So now that I've covered that situation, so I'm in a trade right now. This is where my trading stop is. I don't know how low this is going to go. I hope it goes down forever, but only time will tell. So let's go over the initial assessment that we've done, the initial analysis that we've done on this chart. Okay, let me get another clean chart that doesn't have too much work on it. Okay, this is much better. Okay, so we've got a nice clean one. And for this one, we're going to go into the day, and then we're going to have a look to see what's going on, what we need to be mindful of, okay, and dangers that we should be definitely taking that under consideration, right? So as it stands, this FVG that we have in this area that I was talking about, we've actually got it on the other chart. That one there has been tapped into already, and now it has been completely violated, okay? So this bullish FVG, it can be ignored. Let's make that blue. All right, so now we got to look further down to see if there's anywhere else where price might want to start reversing, because gold is doing a bit of a drop right now. It's doing a bit of a drop. I thought that was going to happen when Trump got in, and he has gotten in, and now the drop is coming. So I kind of need to figure out where this drop is most likely going to stop, right? So we have another bullish FVG in this area over here, and price could bounce from this location. So this is why we're marking all these areas out, okay? And I'm going to give you the levels in case you're like me and you're selling too, right? And then we have another FVG in this area that we can kind of ignore, but we don't want to ignore it too much because price can still respect it, right? And that is this one over here, where price has gone into. And all these FVGs that I'm collecting for you guys right now is all derived off the day, right? It's all derived off the day. So we know these levels are very, very, very strong, right? So we've got this one here, it's already been tapped into, so it's 50-50 on that. And then we have another level right here. Now, once I'm done drawing out all the FVGs, I'm going to call out the ones that I think are extremely important, right? And then all the rest, you can literally go and find them on your own charts. You can just go and take a quick look and you see them all sitting there. So we have a final one down here, and this one has not been tapped. This one has not been tapped, okay? And that one there for me is the best one. That one there for me is the best one. This one is the best one for me out of all these FVGs I've drawn. This is the one that I look at and I say, okay, this might have some promise. Let's see if you can find any more. Now, there is another one down here, okay? And there is more down here as well. But if we get closer to those levels, I'll bring them up as talking points, and then we can then obviously discuss it, okay? So, the level, the most important FVG level to me right now, okay, is this zone right here. It's this zone right here. And that level on the top side, we're looking at 2419.245, right? A little bit extra numbers, you know what I should do. And then on the low side, we have 2405.288. All right, so these are the two levels. So this FVG zone right here is the most important FVG for me right now in regards to what market is doing and where I think market is going to go. If it blasts past that, then we're going to look at all the other FVGs that we can find in this location right now, as well as if there is any over here. Now let's go back to the previous chart that we was looking at. Okay, now on this previous chart over here, we can clearly see, if I can just expand this a bit, so let's go to the hour. Okay, so we can clearly see, I'm not sure if I said it, but I believe that I did. I don't know if I said it, so you got to check my previous video just to make sure that everything is kind of making sense. But I believed I said on a Monday that there was a probability that this was going to be the high of the week, and we're waiting for the low to be set. Okay, so as it stands, if you're in with a sell right now, we're selling to locate the low of the week. Now that low of the week, it could be tomorrow because we have a bunch of data coming out, as well as it could be on Friday because we have a bunch of data coming out on those days as well. But as it stands, that's what we're currently in the hunt for if you're in the sell, right? If you're buying, then you kind of want to make a decision if you've made the right decision on your decision to start buying, right? Because as it stands, today is Wednesday. The highest point of this whole trading week was up here, okay? So I'm assuming that's the high of the week. Thursday, if price goes lower, then it's fair to assume it's going to carry on that journey. And then at some point on a Friday, price may begin to retrace back up to the upside. If it does, chances are it's not going to go past the level set on a Monday, which would have effectively made the Monday the high of the week and the Friday or the Thursday the low of the week. These are the things we're looking out for. And like I always mention, I've started to mention it previously, is that you want to be mindful of the day that you're in and analyze the market structure of that day. So for example, when I'm trading, I'm always mindful of the weekly highs and the weekly lows, okay? And because I'm at the point right now where I'm trying to discover these levels in real time, so I'm not trying to find them using hindsight information. So for example, in the older videos, we were strictly going off the hindsight location. So we was like, okay, we need for the weekly lows to be taken out in order for us to do XYZ, or we need the weekly high to be taken out in order for us to do XYZ. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to locate the weekly highs and the weekly lows in real time so I can get in nice and early, right? And a good example of that would be, why would you want to take your sales from down here because the weekly low has been crossed if you could correctly identify this location as that possibly being the weekly high early on, right? That's my thinking. That is my thinking, and that is what I'm kind of running with. I don't have the whole situation fully worked out. There is still a lot of work to do in terms of my overall understanding as to how to spot these major market pivot points, i.e. weekly highs and weekly lows. But that's something that I continue to do because that's part of the game, is to fully understand what we're doing, how we're doing it, and by understanding that, it greatly increases our overall profits in terms of all those amazing pips and points that we love and care for so much, right? So that's the overall vibe. Now, as it stands right now, okay, there's a couple of things that I want you guys to be mindful, because these FVGs have not been tapped as of yet, right? They haven't really been tapped. So we kind of got a tap on the Tuesday. This is what took me out of my sell that I was in from the Monday. Okay, so we kind of got a tap in this FVG area over here, but so far most of the FVGs on the upside, all of the bearish ones, none of them have been tapped so far. So we're going to keep them on the chart just because at some point in the near future, I believe price will be making decisions in these zones. So I'm going to keep them on the chart for now, okay? And if you get too busy, take them off. And I recommend, especially if you like my style of how I'm doing business in the market, have these zones marked out on your own personal charts, right? Because you never know, one day you might come on there and I'm like, you know what, the chart is too busy, let me clear some of the stuff off, and then I'll take it off, and literally you might forget to even refer back to it. So I recommend just mark these levels on your chart, especially if you feel that some of the information I'm sharing with you, you find it useful and you believe that you could actually get somewhere with what it is that I'm saying. So that's what I recommend that you do. And in saying that, it's important I say this: I am not a financial advisor. I am not giving you financial advice. Everything you do on the market is 100% all on you, right? And it is encouraged and promoted on this channel that you learn to do the work yourself. It is so important that you learn to do this stuff, because you can do it. I have faith that you can do it. If I can learn it, you can learn it too, right? All you need to do is spend a bit of time on the charts, and at some point you will begin to understand how everything moves, and in time you'll become an expert. That's what I'm working towards, becoming an expert. As it stands, I'm not an expert right now. I just have a pretty good grasp as to how market moves and behaves, and that is kind of helping me kind of get through things, right? And all of this stuff, it didn't happen overnight. It took years and years and years. This is not a 2-year journey, a 3-year journey. This took a long time for me to get to where I am right now. I kid you not. And regardless of all the YouTube videos that you watch, I promise you, if you really want this stuff, if you really want to know how to do this, right, your focus is going to be less on the money and more on the skill, because that's where the actual money is. It's in the skill, not in placing really good trades, because you can place a really good trade, earn serious amount of cash, right? And at the same time, based off that confidence, which is false, you place a really bad trade and wipe yourself out. Now, if you know what it is you're doing and you have the skill, you would know when you make bad decisions and when you make good decisions. Like this move over here, I identified that. Although I am winning right now, I identified that trade as that was a trade based off bad decisions. And it was, because the metric was, right, that this candle was supposed to close below this level over here, which is 2603.97, right? Now it did close below that level, but at the time of me placing that trade, the hour wasn't done. It had not closed, and I needed to make sure that that happens again in future, that I only enter the trade once the candle has finished doing what it's supposed to do. So that's where I went wrong. I've identified that, and that's what I want for you to be able to spot your mistakes. And if you can spot your mistakes, it means there is a very high probability you will not do it again. Now that rant is done, right about now you should be seeing 2 thumbs. One of them is going to be on backtesting, in case you need help navigating the market. You need to kind of figure out a basic style to get you through it all, and it's a style that you're going to need to develop on. Everything you see in the backtesting videos are not bulletproof systems, because if they were, I'll be using them now. But what it is that in case you're struggling with this concept we're talking about right now, and you need something that is kind of profitable, right, those backtesting videos will help you. And then it will also help you expand your mind a little bit in terms of how you can develop yourself in that space. I also have in the description a list of books as well that you can go check out, help you out. Okay, these books are useful. In most cases, it's going to be a bit like the Bible, right, where you spend 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, etc. You read it cover to cover, and every now and again there's going to be certain pages in there that you might want to refer to give you that extra level of clarity. All right, now the next thumb is going to be on the previous video to this one, so you go check it out if you want to follow along nicely. So all you got to do is pop over, take a quick look, and feel free to drop comments in the comment section. Especially tell me where you're watching from. That would be really cool, right? So at least I know you're there. So just do all of that. That would be amazing. And whilst you're doing all of those cool stuff, which I hope you do, I will see you all on the next one.